Hello, my name is Jim James and I'm the founder of East West Public Relations and also the developer of the Speak PR program. I'm now going to take you through the final stage, which is the knowing part of Speak PR. And this is where it all gets interesting because, of course, this is what it's all about. These are the metrics about how PR is going to help you and your business to grow. And as we like to say, it all starts with you, the founder or the person watching this video, because PR and public relations is all about communication, about being authentic, about sharing information that's personalized, about engaging with your audiences and amplifying that message to as many people as are going to be interested in your business or your organization as possible. So let's just look now at the final part, which is the knowing part, which is part of our 5-stage methodology. Now, measuring results is very difficult. People often say about PR, well, I do this, or advertising, marketing, but I don't know whether I'm getting anything for it. They know that if they don't do it, they won't get any customers, but they don't necessarily know how much they're doing or how much they should be doing. So we've developed something called the Active Communications Index. Now, the ACI is really developed so that you can start to measure how much you put into your marketing. Many metrics online are showing thousands of viewers, millions of impressions and so on. For most businesses, that's really not relevant because actually most businesses are not dealing with millions of customers and thousands of employees. Most companies are dealing with tens of employees or maybe hundreds, maybe tens or maybe hundreds of partners and allies and customers. So I rather think about the input, because you can control the input of your marketing, but you can't control what these other channels get for you in terms of your publicity. You can control how much you put in. So what I like to do is to say, each week, as you saw from the story planner, how many pieces of information are you sending out? As you saw from the engagement part, how often are you going to be sending out information? And as you saw from the amplification module, how many different channels have you been sending it through? So my formula is a very simple one because I'm not a mathematician, I'm only a humble, simple PR guy. But my experience is if you can put more content through the greater frequency, through more channels, you'll get an index. And what I've called it the Active Communications Index. So let me just take you through an example. And you'll start to see the leverage of using not necessarily more content, which takes you more time. But if you can increase your frequency and increase your channels, you get a multiplier effect. Now, if you want to know if there's a secret sauce about Speak PR, it is this multiplier effect that comes from using multiple channels, but with the same content. So here I have 5 pieces of content, 1 piece of content every day per week. And I'm going to send them 11 times because I've got those 3 different audience groups. So I could be sending 3, for example, to my staff. I could be sending 3 to my partners and allies, and I could be sending 5 to my customer groups. And across the channels, I'm using now 18 different channels. I might have Instagram. I've got all these different channels I'm using. Can you see how the index now is some 990? It's a massive number simply because of the maths. Now, that may be too much for you. Let's make it a little bit more manageable. Let's say each week you can send out 2 pieces of content one week and 1 piece of content the next. But you're sending it out 3 times a week. So you're repeating information to people and you're sending it to 5 different channels. Let's say you've got an Instagram, a Facebook, a LinkedIn, a Twitter, and an Instagram. Well, your index could be 30. So your active communications index for that week is 30. The next week, you're sending out 1 piece of content and you're using that 4 times a day. 4 times a week, and you're sending it through 3 channels, gives you an index of just 12. So you can see how if you can increase the content, just double it, you get over double the index. If you can have 2 pieces of content going out 3 times a week through 2 channels, you're still only getting 12. In other words, you might as well leverage the number of channels that you can use. So you see in the 4th week, we've got 3 pieces of content 5 times a week across 5 channels. And wow, all of a sudden, the magic of maths is you get 75. Now what it means is that the opportunity for your company to be noticed has over doubled just by 1 extra piece of content during that week, 2 extra times. So you could just do 1 extra photograph on a Monday and a Wednesday, and you've over doubled the opportunity for you to get noticed. So the takeaway from the knowing results is that there is an index. There are many other tools that you can use for engagement, for example, for amplification. I haven't tried to cover all those here because those are parts of large, complicated platforms, and most entrepreneurs don't really have the time or the interest or the understanding to try and measure, but also some of them become a little bit too complicated to be meaningful in my view. A bit like a cash flow statement, the Active Communications Index is just a very simple measure of how much work you and your team are putting into the marketing so that you have a good idea that you're keeping up some cadence and some rhythm. How much is enough? There isn't an answer to that. But obviously, what you want to do is to keep a consistency. So if you have a wild fluctuation, then that's not good. So what we're really trying to do is to create some kind of measurability of input, because if you can control the input, you can have a much more measurable and consistent output. So this is the Speak PR program. We have to storify, to personalize, to engage, to amplify, and to know. It all starts with who. It starts with the person who's at the center of the business, who has the vision for the business. And I've tried in this mastermind to show a very simple 5-stage methodology with tools that as an entrepreneur or business owner or someone who's working for that person, leading the organization, can use. It doesn't really cost very much money at all. It's simply about structure, it's about content and some discipline. My name is Jim James. I hope you found the Speak Mastermind course useful for you and will help you and your company to get noticed. Do feel free to contact me. My contact details are below. And if you need any help or consulting, please just reach out to us at jim@eastwestpr.com. Thank you. I hope that you've enjoyed this. All these forms are available to download from our website, and we'll leave a link at the end. Thank you. We wish you good health and to keep on communicating. Thank you.